Haunted Seashore Cottage. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful seashore cottage owned by a wealthy family. The cottage was located on a remote island, surrounded by dense forests and rocky cliffs. Despite its isolation, the cottage was a perfect getaway for the family, who loved spending their vacations there. One summer, the family arrived at the cottage to find it in a state of disrepair. The roof was leaking, the walls were moldy, and the furniture was old and dilapidated. The family decided to spend the first few days fixing up the cottage, but as they worked, they began to notice strange things happening. At night, they could hear eerie noises coming from the forest, and they saw strange shadows moving across the walls. They dismissed these as the sounds and shadows of the island wildlife, but they couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. As the days went by, the strange occurrences continued, and the family started to feel like they were being watched. One night, the family's youngest daughter woke up screaming, claiming that she had seen a ghostly figure standing at the end of her bed. The family tried to console her, but they too were frightened. They decided to cut their vacation short and leave the cottage immediately. On their way out, they met an old fisherman who lived nearby. He told them a chilling story about the cottage, saying that it was built on the site of an ancient burial ground and that the spirits of the dead had never been laid to rest. The family was horrified by the old fisherman's story, but they learned an important lesson. They realized that their desire for a luxurious vacation had blinded them to the reality of the situation. They had ignored the warning signs and had put themselves in danger. As the family prepared to leave the seashore cottage, they couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had gripped them. They had invested a lot of time and money into the cottage, and the idea of abandoning it was disheartening. Instead of leaving, the family decided to investigate the strange occurrences further. They enlisted the help of a local historian, who revealed that the cottage had a fascinating history. It was built by a wealthy businessman in the early 1900s, who had made his fortune from the fishing industry. The businessman was known to have been very superstitious, and he had hired a team of workers to construct the cottage on the site of an ancient burial ground. The locals had warned him against it, but he had ignored their advice, believing that his wealth and power would protect him. The historian suggested that the strange occurrences could be explained by the fact that the cottage was built on sacred ground. He advised the family to perform a traditional cleansing ceremony, which would appease the spirits and protect the cottage from any further harm. The family followed the historian's advice and performed the ceremony. As they did so, they felt a sense of peace and calm wash over them. They no longer felt afraid and were able to enjoy the rest of their vacation in peace. When they returned home, they reflected on the lesson they had learned. They realized that sometimes, things may not go according to plan, and unexpected challenges may arise. However, with the right mindset and determination, it's possible to overcome these challenges and find a solution. The family decided to keep the seashore cottage and continue to invest in it. They made a commitment to respect the history and culture of the island and to always be mindful of their surroundings. From then on, they approached life with a newfound sense of resilience and optimism, knowing that they could overcome any obstacle with determination and perseverance. The lesson in this story is that sometimes life can present unexpected challenges, but with the right mindset and determination, it is possible to overcome them. It also emphasizes the importance of respecting and understanding the culture and history of a place, and being mindful of our surroundings. By staying motivated and committed, we can achieve our goals and find success, even in the face of adversity.